Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead.
If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. Yeah. And I feel like I should be saying, you're listening to Smooth Jazz 105.7. I'm sultry. So tonight we have
joined by a
special
blueberry
guest. Yes, we have a guest host who's going to hang with us throughout the hour while we go through our very solid, planned out agenda schedule of things to talk about.
Yeah. We had a murder wall this time. Not who we're going to murder this time. It's going to be was actually planning.
Well, that's all we've been doing for a while. So special guest, Marissa, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us, I'm sure everybody listening to this knows who you are, but just in case someone's listening to this in the future and... Yeah, if they don't, they should, but you never know. There might be some strange person out there who has not heard of you. So introduce yourself, tell us what you do, what you're up to, what your deal is, all that good stuff.
Well, I too can slip into the NPR voice. If you like Joyce Carol Oates novels and the Peruvian Tomb Luku, you're going to want to stay tuned. Yeah.
Do I get a tote bag with that?
Of course you do, with every donation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm Marissa Alexa McCool. I do a lot of shit. I am a grad student. I am a public speaker and activist. I am a podcaster. I am an author and other shit too. So I'll just keep the resume to the Cliff Notes version.
Other shit too is a good, kind of covers everything.
Basically, she does all the shit. She does all the stuff and junk and things.
Mm-hmm.
We're autistic, polyamorous, and trans. That's enough to scare most people in the atheist movement one way or another.
Really?
Why does everybody need a label?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my God.
So many labels.
Keep your social justice out of my activism.
Oh,
Stay in your lane.
Can't we just all agree there's no God and just worship Sam Harris? I don't understand.
Pass.
God damn it, Chappie. I swear to God, this recording, you guys. Don't stop recording. First, everyone listening missed that my 15-year-old came in right as we were starting to record and ruined the recording. So I had to swear and then we had to start over. And now my cat Chappie is once again getting all up in my cords for everything.
Do you want me to send you my cat?
No, that's fine. I'm good. I'm just covering him up with the blanket.
Okay.
So there.
That always calms mine down. I just throw a blanket over him and he takes a nap. I'm like, good, stop biting me, you fucker.
Yeah, he's happy right now. He's in the blankie, in his happy spot. So Marissa, you just recently wrote your, 6th book? Did you want to talk about that at all?
Well,
I was actually my 7th, and I'm
7th.
I'm working on both 8 and 9 right now. One is my master's thesis, but my 7th book was about going through gender-affirming surgery. And besides the fact that it was a grad school project that just kind of worked out, I wrote it as I was recovering. And that was part of the recovery process for me in the sense that, I was writing things as they were happening or right after. So people, I think, really got a sense of how I was feeling at the time because...
It actually is in the trenches, so to speak,
Right.
What it's actually like.
Right. Because for at least, I would say 4 weeks, really all I could do was sleep and sit up in one of those, bed armchair things. And because I couldn't sit anywhere else, because imagine you get your crotch torn open and chairs don't feel good. So... it's just kind of...
Seems about right.
Yeah, so sitting on the bed was pretty much my only option. And when you don't have anything to do, it's like, maybe I should write about this shit.
Yeah. I've tried writing after like surgeries or when I've been in the hospital, but I find that all that sweet, sweet morphine just does something to my brain where I'm like, I'm good. I'm just going to lay here. So it amazes me when people are able to write. Like my mom had surgery years ago. She had a brain surgery and she spent the time afterwards doing market research to start a business and was just, that fascinates me that people can do that and that you were able to have this thing that you were working on the whole time when I guess I feel like I'm a huge baby and I just lay there going, someone bring me drugs.
I consider part of it kind of to be a side effect from being in an Ivy League school for 4 years. And I found that I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Really?
Like, especially because like I had a long commute and I was also working, which is rare for kids who have trust funds. But, you know, just having to do a ridiculous volume of work and having that much less time than everybody else, I just got into such what I would call an efficiency rhythm that like, you know, when I sit down to do a paper, it's not, I'll do a few pages. No, it's like, I'm doing the whole paper now.
That's how I worked because I had babies while I was in school. And so I would write a paper nursing a baby. And so I would like from beginning to end, I would sit down and write like a 20-page book or 20-page, not book, but 20-page paper. Right. Because I've been thinking about it for 4 days and I have it all worked out and I have all the research tabs like bookmarked on my laptop. And then I just sit down beginning to end and I'm done. Yeah. Because I don't want to waste my time and just fuck around for too long. I just want to be done with it.
Yeah. I can remember at the end of one of the semesters.
That's what I did. I was like, done. I was like, fuck it. I'm over this.
I had 4 12-page papers as each of my finals, and I had it done in 2 days just because it's like, you know, I'm just
might as well just get it over with.
Right. But I never was able to get out of that rhythm. So,
nice.
You know, even 2 years later, I'm always
I do that with hoeing instead.
Well,
you are very efficient at that.
Efficient hoeing.
Well, have you met me?
I mean, not in person yet, but you know, I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. I'm sure we can compare notes.
Is there such a thing as a hoe off? Is that something, or did I just invent that?
Hello, it's a hoe down.
Well, Amy,
yes,
my third partner just proposed to me.
I know, I saw that. That's so awesome.
Your move.
Yeah, you're like 40 behind, Amy.
Well, see, my problem is I keep like getting divorced.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So I like, totally had that partner, but you know, he's gone now. So
I think you meant Schmishmorshe.
Oh, Schmishmorshe.
Now you ruined it.
By
everybody knows
whiskey,
your secret.
It becomes divorcee.
Has anyone gotten married at an atheist con? Because I'm going to. We're getting married at Skepticon.
Sweet. No, I don't. I think when I got married, it was not an atheist conference. I think I'd remember that. But it wasn't. So no, I have not done that yet. Although Amy and I
wants me to do a flash proposal at the atheist con.
Flash mob proposal.
Flash mob
be
proposal.
Awesome? Yes.
Yeah, it would be awesome, except the recipient would not want that, so I'm not going to do it. No. But it would be really fun to plan and do.
If you do it on the same day as my wedding, I will murder you.
And I'm going to wear white while I'm doing it.
Yes. I actually have a friend who's getting married in June, and she's like, all my friends that I invited, I told them if they want to wear their wedding dress, they should just do it. Because, you know, you should get more than one day's use out of that bitch. So take out your wedding dress and wear it.
No fucking way that wedding dress will fit me anymore. I've had 3 kids since then. This body has changed. And no.
Well,
I think I actually weighed more when I got married, which I'm not like humble brag, but no, I seriously don't know if I can fit.
Humble brag.
But I'm going to try. I'm going to take it out and see if it fits, and I will totally wear it to that
Amy
wedding.
And I are going to be at Skepticon, and we will be there.
Yes, and we will have our tiaras on.
We will have our tiaras on, not our wedding dresses.
Can we wear our crowns to your wedding?
You can wear whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Except wedding dresses.
Except wedding dresses. That's kind of rude.
I don't care. I'm not going to be wearing a traditional wedding dress.
Okay, well, then I'll bring it.
I'm going to wear my wedding thong.
Can you picture me doing traditional anything?
No.
Well, no.
I'm going to wear my wedding thong and pasties because they just got back from the cleaners. So.
Oh, that's so rude.
We asked Callie Wright to officiate. So, I mean.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so excited. I've never met Callie either.
Neither have I.
All my favorite people in the same room.
Yeah.
Wait, could Amy and I live cast it? Like, we could live podcast, like we do a play-by-play. Like it's a football game, and then Marissa walks down she's got a good pace going.
Oh my gosh, she's smiling. It could be a whole thing. Y'all. She's smiling. She's smiling.
Is that a tear? Okay. I see a tear. The tear's happening.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Considering
Callie walked eyes with her, that she's smiling too. Oh, it's so sweet. Tender moment so between friends.
Considering the phrase "her husband is walking her down the aisle" would probably be pretty rare. Yeah, go for it.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
I'm having I'm having Aiden and Isaac dress up as the two hitmen from the TV show Fargo, just for effect.
Oh my god, I can bring you the Fargo accent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It can be your something borrowed.
There we go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm from the town that
I
the
watched
movie
your
was shot.
proposal video, and I was like tearing up. I'm like, that's so sweet. And then when the cat started, I was like, oh, that fucking cat's ass. I'm like, I was laughing, and I was like, okay, that's so good. It's like the real moment in like I'm bawling my eyes out. It was so sweet. I loved it. I loved it all.
I don't cry because I'm dead inside. So
well, I'm waiting for a proposal. Actually, it's going to happen. He keeps telling me to wait and be patient, but I'm not a patient person, so it's going to happen, or I'm going to propose to him.
He's probably planning a flash mob.
He's not planning a flash mob.
Have you considered that?
Okay, gentleman caller is not planning a flash mob. I promise you that.
I don't know. He seems pretty cool.
Yeah, he's real cool, but he's also like antisocial.
I bet I could talk him into it.
No, he's.
Now I'm digging through my pen jar. That's going to be annoying to everybody. Yeah, I'll call him up and I'll be like, look, Amy wants nothing more than to have a flash mob proposal. So let's get this in the works.
I've already told him you're obsessed with flash mobs, and he and I are going to have to plan a flash mob for you at Skepticon.
It's not just flash mobs. It's got to be Broadway-related flash mobs. It's got to be something with a Broadway tune, with a whole dance number. I'm kind of a Broadway nerd. People may not know this about me.
No, everybody knows it about you.
I don't think so. I don't talk about it that often.
You just send it all to me. Lucky me.
Anyway, Marissa. You should talk about you can tell how good we are at planning because we literally have no topics planned to talk about, but is there anything
last night we got to talk about Empire. That was fun.
Yeah, do you watch Empire?
No.
We were talking about Smollett, the guy that faked his own racial Jesse Smollett. We were talking faked his own racially profiled racially motivated attack. Yes.
What's your take on that story, Marissa?
Regardless of whether that happened or not, it made it that much harder for anyone who actually receives a hate crime to be taken seriously.
Yes, because, why would you do that? Why would he do that? He's not moving anything forward. He's moving things backwards.
Yeah. As Dan Savage put it, he said, when someone fakes a hate crime, they're not just committing, a crime themselves, they're committing a hate crime against their entire community. Because
everybody who's disadvantaged, it gets immediately more disadvantaged. Instantly.
Not just that, but you burn a cross on somebody's yard, it doesn't just affect the person whose yard it was. It affects
it's everybody in the neighborhood.
Exactly. So by doing that, he made that many more people in the Chicago area, terrorized all the queer and, POC. That in itself is a hate crime. And whether or not he did it isn't the point. It's going to be used as ammunition anytime someone speaks up, because all they'll have to do is be like, oh, it's just like Jesse Smollett. And that's kind of how it works with the fascist party, which is they can do whatever shit they want. And then when it happens one time that they didn't do it, that's an excuse for every other time also being fake.
So what Gentleman Caller calls it is, he says this to me because I have, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have anxiety about things sometimes. But he says you're red lighting it. He's like, you're just red lighting it. And I'm like, the first time he said that, I was like, what do you mean? And it means the people that are like, every time I'm at this street, I sit at a red light. I hit the red light every time. But you don't consciously remember every single time you just breeze through the green lights. So all we do is focus on the negative. So that's what people do with every situation, is they red light it instantly. They just sit there and focus only on the bad. All they're going to remember is the time that someone faked it, or the times that people lied, or the times that people, caused harm to the entire community. No one's going to remember all the hard work and the good that has been done. Mm-hmm. So they need to not do that, basically.
I still can't wrap my brain around why, what he had to gain That's so nonsensical to me. Like, I don't know. Like, even if he was trying to get more attention or more fame, it just seems like a terribly misguided way to do that. I don't know. The whole thing is just, it's sad, and it reminds me a lot of, Me Too issues, and one person comes out and
then they're
make false allegations, and then everybody's suspect, because one person made some false allegations, and, well, I guess everybody must be lying. So
it's much easier to believe that everybody's lying than it is to self-examine and wonder if you've actually ever put somebody in that kind of situation.
Exactly.
As someone who has been very public about things like this, I've noticed it's a defense mechanism. Anytime I talk about it, somebody will come in not all menning, or, hey, this one time, or things were different. And then you add in the fact that I'm trans, and it just escalates even further, because then they also have to defend their fragile sexuality, because, they'll be like, oh, you have such an ego to believe that everybody just wants you and all that. And it's like, have you ever Googled trans porn? Somebody does.
Yeah,
I have.
But it's like, oh, absolutely.
You've Googled all porn.
Oh yeah, I have.
But the point is,
even
like,
quicksand porn. That's totally different, though. It's fun.
It's like there are people, especially men, who are attracted to us as trans women, and then they're so afraid that they might be gay that they just might have to kill us for it. So it adds a dimension.
It's like the self-hate with the anger and the rage, and then you add fundamentalism and all kinds of just fucked up mentality
and societal expectations and toxic masculinity and anger, and it's
and then add that in all but
then you have to worry
states
about
it's legal to claim trans panic as a defense. It's like, oh, I panicked because I found out they were trans, and they're like, well, you were probably just
it's okay. So you're allowed to do that. Yeah,
but,
then
we're just imagining
you have to worry about falling into the category of being like fetishized instead of actually, liked or wanted. Not that you're not liked or wanted, but you fall into the category of being like a fetish.
Right. And
that's
we call them
whole
chasers.
Problematic area. I also do that because I'm, I have a rare form of dwarfism. So it's like, I also fall into that category. So it's like, and I'm a redhead and I have big boobs. So it's like, all these categories. So it's like, do you actually want to meet me for drinks, or do you just want to fuck me because I fall into all these fetish categories? Like, it's not cool.
I just want to point out that you probably just made Dr. Dylan, medical detective, the happiest man alive. I didn't want that to go by unnoticed.
Okay, when we do
You're welcome, Dr.
But when we do the filming of us meeting, they're going to know, because I'm super short. True. I'm like a tiny human
Cat's going to be out of the bag.
And my friend posted a public picture of me the other day, and she's really popular in the podcast community, so you can see me. So...
yeah.
You do realize that one of my besties in the atheist community is Lucinda Lugeons, who is at a twin tower with me at 4'6". So.
Oh, she's so tall.
Yeah.
I am shorter than Lucinda.
Well, I'm hoping I invited her to be one of the people that stands up with me. So I'm hoping we'll get to have a short off.
I get to meet Lucinda Lugeons.
A short off.
Well, Devin and I met because of them, so it's kind of like symbolic.
Okay, she's 4 inches taller than me, Dr. Dylan.
Oh, Dr. Dylan.
And my significant other is 6'4". So, and he will be there also. So we are very interesting people.
Yeah.
See, and then I'm a nice 5'7", so I'll be kind of right in between. It'll make a great photo. I can be physically standing in between everyone. It'll be a metaphor.
Wearing your crown.
Wearing my crown.
Being a bitch.
And since there's already a prom at Skepticon,
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I'm so irrationally excited about
I did not enjoy my original prom because I was a Mormon and I was in high school and I hated everything about all of that. And I am so excited to actually be in prom.
I never went to a prom.
I
did not go to any of my proms.
I went home early. My date went home with someone else because I wouldn't fuck him. And I am really excited to go to prom.
I went to we have what's called a Christmas ball here. So we have prom, junior, senior prom, but we also have Christmas ball, which is like the prom, but it's, beautiful in the winter. And it's right
we do
Christmas.
homecoming because this is Texas.
Well, we do homecoming, but there's not like a fancy dance with that. That's just a parade and stuff. So I did one time in 10th grade go to the Christmas ball, and I had the most gorgeous green velvet, old-timey vintage dress that I wish I knew what I did with it because it was perfect. But it was a horrible night because I was dating an abusive man who took me to Burger King before we went to the ball.
I've been there.
It was just awful. So yeah, I'm excited to actually do a prom that'll be like fun, that I can relive my youth.
And then I'm going to sleep. Yeah. I'm going to fall asleep in your room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I know. You told me that.
Nobody gets to go in my room.
I'm not welcome in your room.
I have an interesting dimension to that too, both with the last Skepta prom and the fact that Twin Cities does a queer prom. I got to do prom as my actual self. So
I would love to do that.
That had an interesting dimension to it, too, because I got to go as the person I really am, not the person I was pretending to be. And both at Skepta Prom and, the one in the Twin Cities, it was like... I
love that.
I got to wear a pretty dress and be in pictures. And, especially at Queer Prom, it was interesting because I went with someone who was 10 years younger than me as friends. And... like the second half of the prom, they started playing all the songs that I liked but had to pretend not to like when I was in high school.
Aww.
You know what I mean? And I was just like...
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
I was geeking out and dancing to all of them and just trying to explain to this person, like, you don't understand. I finally get to dance to this and I don't have to worry about being called a fag for liking it. It was... And, of course, it went right over her head, which is fine. I don't expect her to understand that, but it was special to me.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm excited about is I actually I was so wound so tight because when I was Mormon, I was me. Way less fucks though. Like I didn't say fuck, but I was me. I was me and I was wound so tightly and I was always trying to present this image of good person, like Mormon, upstanding citizen, and always. So I'm really excited to just be...
I was just
torn shoulders. I'm gonna get laid that night. That all of it is happening. That's happening.
I was a total dork in high school, and I had a horrid boyfriend. So I really hated high school. Like Same. There's people who say it was the best years of their lives. I don't understand those people.
Yeah, it was okay.
Early.
It was okay. Yeah. I was debate captain. It was okay. Well, but I was wound so tight and I was pretending to be someone that I really was not.
Yeah, I wasn't full out goth, but I kind of had the goth attitude, like just didn't give a shit about anything. Yeah. Went to the college half the time because I was just over high school. I skipped a lot, though. I skipped a lot. Yeah, I did that too.
Can I give you an idea what high school was like for me?
Please do.
Yes, I want to hear it.
It's probably in an area a lot like where you live, Amy with a Y. It was close to so many like big cities and popular areas, like, because you're relatively close to the Twin Cities, but far enough away that not a lot of the influence reaches there.
Exactly.
We were 2 hours from Philly, hour and a half from Baltimore, 3 hours from Pittsburgh and New York City. So like, any direction you go, you're going to hit a big city. But we were in an area that was somehow both super conservative and ultra elitist. So you not only had the dimension of, conservatism of anybody who's different is weird, but then on top of it, anybody who's different is weird, and we're also much better than they are. So,
the best people.
The high school system I grew up in is called Cumberland Valley, and it's in central Pennsylvania. And it's one of those ultra big schools that also, quote unquote, recruits for like football teams and things like that. So that's a super big thing too. But you're technically not allowed to recruit to public high schools, but so you had this attitude because I'm 33. And, when I was 7 or 8, early to mid 90s, they tested me for autism. And they said, that I didn't have it. But at the same time, as I've told my mother, because that's, she was incredulous when I told her that I was diagnosed autistic. They had that attitude of, not our kids. All that stuff made up. They don't have that. Not our kids. So, I'm going up in this system, undiagnosed autistic, and trans without knowing it, because of course we didn't learn anything like that.
Oh no, you don't know anything. Like I didn't know that like gay people even existed or like bisexuality was even a thing.
Yeah, when I was in high school, it just was never talked about. Which just makes me really sad looking back on it because...
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that people are more open now because I have a gay son, and I'm really glad that he has more of a community now.
Yeah. The thing is, everybody, including my parents, thought I was gay, and they were right, but just in the wrong way. But they tried to push me into that box so much.
But you're like, no, boxes are uncomfortable. Yeah, you can't be pushed into it ever.
Right. So, I'm surrounded by all this. Well, you fit all the signs, and, when you need to come out, we're here for you.
Which is cool of them to try.
Right. But
you can't climb into the box that they're providing for you when you need to like tell them who you are.
But because of this and the fact that I was bullied for being feminine and weird, because imagine if you don't treat autism, it comes out in strange ways. I just kind of rejected it.
I understand that. I wasn't like properly diagnosed until I was an adult.
So
I understand that completely.
Yeah. So here I am being told, oh, you obviously like boys. And it was like, no, I don't. I still don't like cis men. And even my dating profile is like, yeah, anybody but cis men is cool.
Basically, yeah. But cis men are the worst. Especially white cis men.
Yeah.
Especially guys named Rich that aren't editors.
Well, like I even I had a message from a guy a couple days ago that's like, how come you have trans guys as someone you like in your profile and not straight guys, not cis guys? And I was like, well, I prefer the upgraded version.
Yeah, you're like, I would really prefer someone who's, they're like basically bionic people. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I grew up like
the science version.
Indeed. So I grew up like that. And, I got put in the hospital in 9th grade. God. And because I was one of the weird kids, the teachers didn't bother to like send homework or anything. So I ended up failing 9th grade, mostly out of negligence. And they decided, hey, you know what would be really good for this person who was in the hospital and clearly struggled? Why don't we make them take 9th grade over and 10th grade at the same time?
Ugh.
Surprisingly, that didn't work.
Weird. You'd think that would just be any adolescent's dream, right?
Right.
Oh, God.
So they pretty much kicked me out of high school for that. And then I got a GED 3 months later by acing it. And it was just kind of like, oh, I guess maybe I'm not as stupid as you thought I was.
Cool, check. Now what?
Yep.
This is a bit off topic, which we don't normally do on this show, but I've been thinking about having my older son just try for a GED because he's the one that's homeschooled because of his anxiety. I just wonder, he just turned 15, but it's like, it's either going to be a couple more years of homeschooling, or I wonder if I could just have him study for the GED, and if he just gets it, he gets it. And I don't know. I've never taken it. I don't know how hard it is. I assume there's study guides for it.
I took it 15 years ago, and I took it without passing a year of high school, and I aced it. So, I mean...
I'm pretty sure it's, there are study guides. I've seen study guides for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my ex-husband found this program where it was through like, he went to Kansas or something for it, like Kansas University, but it was like GED program, but you get a diploma, like a high school diploma.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was something like that. So he went and he actually got a high school diploma, but it was a GED program, and it's like basic knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty basic knowledge. Because I'm thinking about doing it with my 13-year-old so he can start college because he's fucking brilliant, and I don't think he needs to go to high school in the monster town I live in. So, I don't live there. That's where he goes to school.
The ultimate fuck you to that school ended up being that, I went back to community college at 25 and excelled enough to get into an Ivy League school. And then I graduated an Ivy League school with 3 degrees and with honors. So I was able to say, oh, that school that gave up on me? How about this shit, bitch?
Exactly. That's the best comeuppance is to succeed.
If you haven't yet, I feel like you should go back to that high school and just get a picture of yourself, giving them the middle finger, like a nice selfie where you're kind of standing in front of it and just flipping them off with both hands. I think that would make a great profile picture.
I try not to ever go back to places where it's more likely that I'll be physically attacked, but...
true. That would be bad. Could you Photoshop it somehow?
I suppose, but...
You could do that. Just get a random generic high school picture. Very basic.
The really sad thing is that I am still connected with some people I went to high school with who have kids that are just starting to go through what I did, and nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. Because
I feel like, in our town, it's kind of the same, like, I'm sure with Amy, when we were in high school, it was something I didn't just gay wasn't even part of my vocabulary, much less trans.
There was
it's not anything we talked about.
My school had a cosmetology program, and there was one guy who was openly gay, but it was... He was protected by the women from the cosmetology program. Otherwise, I don't know how open he would have been, because it was a very hostile school. It really was.
Well, yeah, the guy who had a locker right next to me all through school is gay. I know, because we're on Facebook now, and but I had
I went to high school with a lot of people that came out after high school. Oh yeah, and some I wasn't surprised about. Like my best friend, one of my best friends. Like, he came out to me when we were in college, and I was like, I'm not surprised. Like, I wasn't surprised. But but the others, it was there.
Well,
because it wasn't an environment that was like, it wasn't a good
It wasn't a safe environment,
And so my son is not out at school because we live in a very small town in Texas. And it's not a good environment for him. That's why I want him to just get his GED. Yeah. Start college, just become your own person, because you don't want to be in that environment.
Well, and we've got, in our school system, I have, and I've mentioned this before, but I have a good friend who has a trans child who is 14 now and in 8th grade, I believe. But he has just gone into school and kicked ass and been like, good. These are my pronouns. This is what you're going to call me. And my friend is a badass mom. And if she hears any shit happening, she is in the principal's office, just reading them the riot act and calling Outfront Minnesota. And she's been trying to set up some trainings for the teachers about trans inclusiveness, because the teachers in this system are not there's some really, really great teachers who are fantastic allies, and there are some that are just fucking monsters. They're from 30 years ago, and they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They have tenure, so, they're not
anywhere. For the most part, he's gotten a pretty good response. There's still assholes and bullies in school, but he has started on his own, like a middle school gay straight alliance, just in the middle school. On his own, amazing. Rounded up some other kids, and is going to continue that in high school. And good. But I think sometimes, things are getting better, not fast enough, and
obviously
certainly in small towns.
Look who our administration is.
Yeah, but I think there are gradual steps happening, and there are good parents now that are, there are better parents. Not that there's still super shitty parents who are not supporting their kids, but I look at someone like my friend, and she's.
Honestly, it seems like it's more the norm to be just accepting and loving and...
Well, I think kids in general are getting a little better. Like
my son came out to me on the night Trump was elected.
Oh.
Yeah, he turned towards me and he was bawling his eyes out and said, why do so many people in America want to vote in an administration that hates me?
Oh.
And that's how he came out to me. And I already knew, I've known his entire life because I know my son, but he's scared to come out to his grandparents, all of them, because his grandparents are so close-minded. So.
And they're all Mormon, I would assume. And
66% of them are Mormon.
Oh, well, that's a good percentage.
Your son and I have that in common, too.
Yeah.
The reason anybody knows who I am is because the Trump election made me come out, and I have, pretty quickly turned that into my first book. So I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, the first time I heard of you was on Cogdis, which, pretend I never said that.
We don't listen to that.
I know.
We don't talk about that here.
But I heard Marissa on Cogdis, and I was listening to your story, and I was bawling my eyes out, and I was like, I love her so much. She is so cool. And I sent you a message on Facebook. I don't know if you remember it. You probably don't.
I do.
It's probably you do. Oh, so I sent you a message saying that I was like, I've never sent a message to anyone before or since, but I was like fangirling. I was like, I loved your story. You touched me. I was like awesome, and that was like the first time I met you. Was I sent you that message, and then I became your friend on Facebook, and I was like fangirling, like hardcore. So that was when I met you. Was from Cogdis.
Yeah, I would say...
But pretend I didn't say that.
Almost everybody who reaches out like that heard me either on Cogdis, one of the Puzzle in a Thunderstorm shows, or they got my book. And
your GAM episode was great too. I heard that one, but I had already become your friend from like Cogdis.
Right.
Because I think that was prior to GAM.
Believe it or not,
when I heard you on GAM, I was like, I know who this is. I know Marissa.
Believe it or not, people are still reaching out to me about that GAM episode. Like, I still get messages about it.
We need to do GAM at some point because we're funny as fuck. So I'm just saying.
Hey, Marissa, get us on GAM.
I'll get right on that.
Go work some back.
It's
easy.
Back channels. I will just send my tits to Heath. It's fine.
There you go.
It's cool.
You're the one in this group that even has any, so you're gonna have to send yours.
I can do impressions of most of those guys, so I can make you feel like you're on GAM. You know,
I would appreciate that. You could just call me, and I'll send you my cell number. It's cool. You can send it. Put it on my voicemail. I'll hear it in 3 months when I finally check my voicemails. And you can totally do it.
All right. Today our guests are Secular Soup.
My friend called me the other day.
I'll send my tits to Lucinda too, just to cover my bases.
Send your tits to everybody. We need to get on all the shows.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I need to send them everywhere.
I believe
still
you.
Good.
I believe you. Send them to everybody. No,
okay.
I was going to say, my friend called me the other day, and I didn't pick up. I was doing something, and after a few minutes, I called her back, and she's like, "Oh, did you listen to my voicemail?" I'm like,
"No."
You left a voicemail like a monster? No, I didn't listen to it. I never listened to my... Are you kidding
me? I didn't tell you. I posted on Facebook. Never mind, I didn't tell you. So I went and listened to my voicemails, and I had because my message box was full, and I was looking for a job at the time. And I was I went back and listened to my messages, and Gentleman Caller was singing, "You're never gonna hear this. Never listen to your messages." So I posted on Facebook and tagged him, and I finally listened to my messages, and he'd made a song
fantastic.
For me. Yeah. It was, he was like, "Amy doesn't listen to her messages." I was like, I heard it, bro. I heard it.
My dad's favorite thing to do now is just call me, and I don't pick up just because I'm petty. And whenever my dad calls me, it's not to talk.
It's not just your dad. You stare at your phone when I call you, too.
It's to harass me about something business related. So I just don't pick it up. And he just loves to leave messages that are like, if you need help learning how to work the phone part of your phone, I can help you out with that. Just give me a call. I can let you know how the phone part of it works. So then I just ignore that voicemail too. And then 2 hours later, I'll text him like, what? I'm such a bitch. But I get it from my dad. So it's
you
all
do that to me too.
Oh, I totally do it to you too. But you understand. You're not going to leave
care.
Me. I do it because I feel safe with you.
Oh my
God. Ask any of my friends. I will just look at my phone and be like,
I don't even care. I call you when I'm driving
don't have
in the
the
car.
energy.
I'm like, who am I going to call? I'm going to call Amy. That's who I'm calling.
Yeah.
I'm calling Amy. And when you don't answer, I'm like, fucking bitch. I have to listen to my music like a monster. It's fine. I'll listen to my music. Billie Eilish came out with her new CD. What? Listen to that. Fine.
Yeah. I'm usually just laying there going, I don't want to talk at all.
Fine.
Have
you heard Bury a Friend? You haven't. It's not Broadway.
No.
It's a great song. Bury a Friend is a great song. I'm putting that out there.
Could they make a Broadway version of it?
Probably.
I definitely listened to it then.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Marissa, what do you think about Broadway?
She's still here.
Pro or con?
I'm not really either on it. There are being autistic has its weird quirks, and one of them is that I can't focus on musicals. Like, it's not a matter of I don't like musicals, because theoretically I do, but when I try to watch one, it doesn't work. But
I can understand that.
So the weird thing is, I love Les Mis, but I can't watch it. I listen to the soundtrack and read it, and I love it.
That's how I am about Evita.
So it's like there's almost just so much going on that it's
and
overwhelming.
That's how I am with live things. Anything live, I get uncomfortable in the seat. I'm uncomfortable. I'm focused the whole time on how uncomfortable I am or how the seat feels.
And I think part of it is when I participate in some kind of media, I tend to get either completely sucked in or check out. And musical numbers make me check out, not intentionally. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I can't focus because it's not realistic. It's just more like I get distracted and I start thinking about music and other things, and suddenly I completely forgot what I'm watching. So, you know, like I learned to like Les Mis because I downloaded the soundtrack, listened to it, and then had my friend explain the plot to me, and I'm like, oh, I actually do like this. It's a weird...
Yeah, it's great.
It's a weird way that my mind works. So I have a bunch of Broadway soundtracks, and there are some that I really appreciate, but I could never go to a show because I would just not be able to focus.
Well, Hamilton is in Dallas right now, and I'm not going to go. I know. I'm not going to go because I'm the same way. Like, I can't watch live things, and because I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable in the seat. I'm uncomfortable in crowds. I'm really uncomfortable in crowds. Because when everybody stands up, I'm ass level constantly. Like, it's not comfortable.
Fun fact, you know that I went to the same school as Donald Trump, right?
Hopefully not at the same time.
Did you sit in the same seat as him? He's so hot.
Well, I did go to school at the same time that Tiffany did. So
sweet.
The year before I graduated, she graduated, and he was at the...
That's the daughter that he doesn't have in any of his photos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the forgotten daughter.
Okay. It's like that Kennedy that no one talks about.
He did go to her graduation, and so did Joe Biden because his granddaughter graduated. But the funny thing is, just it made me think of it. Do you know who gave the commencement? LinManuel Miranda.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dead
that would have made it all worth it for me.
Oh,
I love that man.
I would have sat on Donald Trump's lap anyway, but I would have sat on Donald Trump's lap for that.
But it just makes it funny given what happened with like Mike Pence right after the election.
Yeah.
And it's like Lin-Manuel Miranda already kind of spoke to Trump like several months before that, and it was just kind of one of those weird, ironic things.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Lin-Manuel Miranda might be the most perfect human on the planet.
I agree.
I'm not sure because I haven't met everyone yet.
Hard agree, not disagree. I'm so used to disagreeing with you.
That's true.
Agree.
And
yeah, you can't disagree on Lin-Manuel.
No, Hamilton. Okay, so one night I was laying in bed, lying, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. English is weird. So I was lying in bed with Gentleman Caller, and I was like, oh my God, I love this song from Hamilton. He'd never heard anything. And then I was like, oh, I love this song too. Let me tell the backstory. Okay, this song tells the backstory. And then I was like, I basically played the whole soundtrack, and I was like, how are you? And he was like, I'm fine. It was good. And I was like, yeah, duh. But I literally, like, for 2 hours played the whole soundtrack for him.
I tried doing that with my husband, and he just walked away.
Well, he couldn't because You just
cornered him?
No. I had just murderized him with sex, basically.
Oh,
so
well, that'll keep him docile.
Yeah, he was laying down, so he was.
Yeah. I love the music. So I listen, and I don't live in New York. I don't get to go see actual Broadway shows until they come through town on tour, and I try to see at least like one show a year if I can. But the music is my favorite, but I love the dancing.
Didn't sexually harass me. I'm so fucking mad about that.
I know you're still pissed off about that.
His audience. I was right there. My tits are right here, and he didn't open his pants and. He didn't gesture towards me, and I'm really mad.
I think you should write him an angry letter about that. Just an angry worded letter.
I'll be like, listen, bitch. That's how every good letter starts.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things in the world is the song Turn It Off from the Book of Mormon and watching them do the tap dance that goes with it.
The Book of Mormon. So every time the Book of Mormon comes to town, all the ex-Mormon community rallies and goes to it. I've never seen it live. I haven't seen it.
I've seen it twice live.
Because I can't, I have a lot of trouble going to live things. I do.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Because of crowds. I just don't like crowds. I'm really antisocial. I have trouble with crowds. Like, that's why I'm at a casino on a Wednesday night, because
in the hotel room. Not amongst
No. Gentleman Caller's waiting for me. We're going out to dinner, and then we're going to go hang out in the casino.
You haven't eaten dinner yet?
No, I'm fucking starving.
Jesus.
I haven't eaten since 10 a.m. I'm so hungry.
It's past my bedtime already.
I am so hungry. No. I'm a very unhealthy person. So
You really are.
And I'm on my third whiskey, so yeah.
Yeah. Back to the Book of Mormon. So I need to find you some sort of bootleg clip of just that song with the tap dance that goes with it, because it's the most amazing thing you'll ever see. They have like these sparkly sequin pink vests on and just this perfect, like just 8 of them in tandem doing the most wonderful tap dance. It's mind blowing. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, Broadway's the best. So,
I love Evita. That's my favorite.
See, and I don't like Evita. Evita's my least favorite one. So you're even bad at listening to Broadway.
When I blow dry my hair, I say, "What happens now?"
Ugh.
And gentleman caller came in the room the other day, and he was like, "What you doing, hun?" I'm like, "Blow dry my hair." He's like, "No, I could hear you singing." I was like, "Over the blow dryer? You can hear me over the blow dryer?"
Yeah, no, I could never get into Evita. I'm not a huge fan of. I like more recent stuff. I like from Rent on, you know.
Good. Oh no! I love.
Yeah, I'm all about the new musicals.
No, I love all of them.
No, you're wrong. Marissa, who's right?
Yes.
Exactly.
I knew she'd solve it for us.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. What else we're at, 48 minutes? Maybe we should do a question out of my question book.
Yes.
And we can all take some time.
That is
to
fantastic.
Ponder it. Marissa, pick a random number between 1 and 200.
137.
Okay, 137. You're better at picking numbers than Amy. Just going to say that.
Hey, shut the fuck up, bitch.
You're not great at it.
Shut the fuck up, bitch, please.
37.
That way I'm polite.
Oh, this is actually a really good question. Okay. Do you find it this is a bad typo. I'm going to read it the correct way. Do you find it hard to say no? Oh wait, no, they did it the right way. Sorry. I'm bad at this. It looked wrong, but I'm going to start over. Do you find it so hard to say no that you regularly do favors you do not want to do? And if so, why?
Constantly.
Yes.
All the fucking time.
Always.
It's pretty much the state of my life.
Hello, my name is #doormat. And yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've actually made it a goal for myself to stop doing that as much. I'm never going to quit doing it. No. But it's so hard, though.
Oh, so hard.
So, not to once again bring in the fact that I'm an autistic person, but I'm constantly asked to do things that might be sensory overload or cause me tremendous social anxiety for other people. Mm-hmm. So, they'll be like, oh, we know it'll be crowded and everything, but can you come to this? Or can you do this? Or, I know you're really uncomfortable right now, but we really need you to stay for this. And constantly. It's almost like they seem to think that I can turn it on or off, to throw a line back to what you said there. It's like,
no, I understand that.
It's like, oh, I know your social battery is running out. You're getting triggered and you're having tremendous anxiety. I can see you stimming and you might go nonverbal, but can't you just stay to make everybody else comfortable? For convenience.
Well, the thing people want from me is
your tits
to make them. Well, obviously,
sorry.
No, they want me to make them feel better, and they want me to be funny, and I just can't always do that.
Yep, I get that. Yeah, mine comes more with being kind of an activist in a small town where there aren't a lot of activists. So when you live in a rural area, you've always got this kind of small core group that's just sort of doing everything. Any sort of sex ed issue comes up, you're on it. Any sort of LGBTQ issue comes up, you're helping with the picnic. Just all this shit because there aren't that many people to do it. So when you've been doing it for a long time, anytime anything happens,
list,
you become the contact for basically everything. And it's like, well, we just need, and it's people genuinely need things. Like, we're trying to do this picnic and we just need one person to help serve the hot dogs or whatever. Can you do it? And I physically, I can do that. So I say yes. And I get myself into way too many things. And I always feel shitty about it because I want to help and be the good person and volunteer. And then afterwards, I always find myself just resentful, thinking, where the fuck is everybody else that could be here helping? Like, I'm not the only person who lives here. What
I did when I was Mormon was I was everybody's childcare. I was already home with my kids. It was totally fine. But people would be like, hey, I need to, drop my car off the shop. I need to go to the temple because that's important for Mormons. I need to do this. I need to do, I have to go grocery shopping. Can I drop my kids off? And I would always say yes, because I would think it'll be reciprocated. It's totally cool. Because when I need help,
that's not going to happen.
Never happened. No. Never fucking happened. So I was just like the free childcare constantly.
Yeah.
That's like, and so I had to teach myself how to say no, which was a really hard thing for me to do because I was taught and raised. I was basically bred to be like, sure, why not? And it was hard.
I was raised that way, not because I was Mormon, because I was never Mormon, but because I was a Minnesotan, and that's pretty dang close to being Mormon. And you're supposed to just be nice and say yes to everything and not be rude and don't make people feel uncomfortable.
I hung out with a Mormon today. Yeah. Like, it's actually one of my really good friends. And she told me that when I left the church, it made her question a lot of things. I don't know if that means she's heading somewhere. I hope so. Because she's amazing. But she was telling me that one thing she had to train herself was to fight against her instinct to always say yes to everything.
Yeah.
So
it's hard. It's especially really when people are asking things of you that, like, with me anyway, it's usually stuff I legitimately would like to do. It's just that I cannot do all of it. Like, I don't have the physical or mental strength to do 700 different tasks. So I've had to try really hard to say, here's one or two issues that I'm really passionate about, and I'm just going to focus on those.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And even though I support all of these other ones,
and myself. So is that what it's supposed to be?
Well, like I said, mine are sleeping and forcing my kids to watch Broadway musicals. So that's what I spend most of my time doing.
We're on the same page. Marissa probably has like way better things that she's focused on.
Probably.
She's amazing. She's more amazing than us.
No.
Everybody's more amazing than us. Yeah. Well,
Hashtag
you do.
Awesome.
I like, Marissa, your analogy to the battery thing, like instead of the spoons to the battery,
we've talked about it. I'm so over spoons. I say bandwidth. I say bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth for that.
I do batteries or bandwidth, and that just makes so much more sense to me.
Batteries or bandwidth.
Yeah.
I feel like I know it makes me sound like such a bitch, but
you always sound like such a bitch.
It's okay because I am. It's funny because it's true. No, it's but spoons drives me crazy. Well, when someone says I don't have the spoons for that, I'm like, oh God, you went there.
Well, I feel like it's become one of those terms that like everybody uses. Well, everybody uses it, even when it does not apply. Right. Like, it was kind of meant,
like, gentleman callers, baby mama. Like, she does that. She's like, I just don't have the spoons for that. I'm like, oh my God, she's such a fucking bitch.
That's where that comes from then.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
If she started liking whiskey, you'd hate it.
No,
yeah.
I will. Whiskey and I go way back.
That's true.
So.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for your analogy, Marissa, because now I've stolen it and I use it to my own advantage. I just don't have the batteries to do that. My battery is running low. I don't have the bandwidth. And I try to think of it like that in my own head. Like, it's not that I'm a bad person that I'm saying no. It's just that I don't have it in me right at this moment to pick up the phone when Amy is calling me. So I'm just going to set it down.
I understand that because...
And she'll understand.
No, I do. So I am... I'm one of those people, so I wake up like full energy. I'm one of those people that doesn't need my coffee. I'm like, let's go. And I have a friend that tells me that I exhaust her. I understand that. I am ADHD. I completely accept that and embrace it. And I understand that. And if you don't want to answer my phone call, I am okay with that.
Now, it's more about me than you.
I am perfectly okay listening to Kesha or, whatever. I'm totally cool.
It's way more about me than you. Trust me, I've had friends show up at my house and try calling me and I wouldn't answer. So they had to text me to tell me they were here. So
it's literally like when you don't answer my calls, I'm like, I just assume you're waiting for your oatmeal to be warm.
Usually it is. I've just started making my malto meal, and I have to get the little thing of milk out because I pour that into it and I put brown sugar on it. And then I've usually turned on a show that I've been wanting to watch.
I do not understand any longer because I cannot process milk.
I don't drink a bunch of it, but I pour a little bit of it into the malto meal.
At bovine lactation?
I'm a 90-year-old in the body of a 41-year-old. We've established this. So
I do almond milk only. But yeah, I do not. Yeah, I understand completely.
We're being very rude and not letting our guests talk again because we're bad at podcasting.
Marissa knows we love her.
That's true. And that we're bad at podcasting.
And we suck at all the professional things.
Yes. So, Marissa, do you have any parting words you want to let the world know, or at least the 200 people that listen to this? Not because it's not going to be the entire world, or anything you want to plug your podcast, talk about some stuff. It should be
broadcast across the entire world.
It should, but life isn't fair, so...
Well, I'd like to say a couple things because it is Autism Awareness Month.
Yes, do.
Yes, it is.
And part of it is... I'm tired of being someone who is worse than death to fucking people. I'm tired of people saying...
Are you talking about anti-vax nonsense?
Yeah. Or, putting on a play about how terrible it is to be autistic and how hard it is to be a parent of an autistic person, or just constantly using us to pat themselves on the back for, being able to deal with us. I'm looking at you, autism moms.
The paint the world blue.
I just constantly feel like a prop. And, it just feels like people want to congratulate each other for being able to tolerate us just because we have different needs and make it about themselves in that way. So I actually wrote a post earlier today, and I'd like to read it if that's okay.
Do it.
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
For it.
And for the record, I'm much more about Autism Acceptance Month than Autism Awareness Month because...
I completely am on the same page as you.
Because autism...
People are pretty aware at this point.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the thing that bothers me, it's like something that bothers me the most is when someone is like, my son, Jonathan, for the sake of this, is my hero. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Just let him be. Leave him alone. Let him be his own person and not your, like you said, your prop.
Yeah. We're
it's
tired
ridiculous.
of it.
Right.
Anti-vaxxers especially are constantly, oh my God, autism has gone up. And we're like, so?
Because diagnosis has become more broad.
Yeah. And
like, I probably wouldn't be labeled as anything because I'm good at masking things, but no, I totally fall on the spectrum. Absolutely do.
So here. I wrote a post that describes some of my traits, and I want to emphasize that your mileage may vary because we're no more of a monolith than anybody else. Holidays, birthdays, and other occasions where I'm expected to feel a certain way or give somebody something because a day says I should are arbitrary to me. I want to give somebody a gift when I want to and am inspired to, not because a day says I should.
Right.
When I get overwhelmed or overstimulated, my stim is to tap my hand on my right thigh. It gets faster the worse the overstimulation is. If it becomes a fist, get me out of wherever I am. If I get scared by sound, I tend to tap the person I'm with. If we're in public, I cling to their arm if my battery runs out. I
love the battery scenario too, or the analogy.
Yeah. I read almost everything literally. I'll take you at your word most of the time without some kind of qualifier or clarification. I don't pick up on some social cues. I'm often unaware of how I'm coming across without being told. The phrase, "it goes without saying," is difficult for me because I won't notice if you just wait for me to notice something. I do not lose passion for lovers, for interests, for songs, for movies. I've been with Aiden for 5 years, and my love for him has never waned or plateaued. Devin, I've been with him for almost 2 years, and Isaac for 10 months. Same thing. All of my senses are sensitive. Sound is the most, especially if it's sudden or unexpected. So if anybody ever sees me, please, for the love of fucking God, do not sneak up on me. bright or flashing lights in the darkness can cause migraines. Certain smells can overwhelm me or make me sick, and my skin is electric sensitive. Texture in food is a big thing for me. Aiden makes certain noodles that I'll eat more just because of the way they feel. Bacon is only good if it's the right kind of crisp. One of my snacks is raw potatoes because the precise crunchiness is appealing to me. I have dexterity.
Do you like really cooked bacon? Like burned?
I don't blacken it, but close.
Yeah, me too. I like it to have it like it's curled up and crispy, but not blackened.
Right.
Same.
And I burn the fuck out of my marshmallows.
Anyway.
I have.
You know what, Amy? Whatever.
I have dexterity issues with my hands. Sometimes I have to ask people to help me with tasks that involve them because they don't do what I want them to do. I don't half-ass anything. I go all in on projects and work, but when I check out, that's also pretty much it. I run hot or cold, never lukewarm. I fall for people very quickly. I like friends within 5 minutes. I either love a movie or I hate it. I sometimes go nonverbal when my senses get the better of me. It can last a few minutes or hours. I can read books in a day because I'm capable of hyperfocus. That's also why I write so quickly. We talked about this earlier. Right. I can't stop writing until a section is done, be that a chapter or a subsection. Most chapters you've read of mine were written in one sitting. When two people talk at the same time, or like in jobs where I've had to have a radio in my ear, if there's a sound in my ear while I'm talking, I'll actually turn to white noise. Like I'm just not capable of talking while someone's talking in my ear like that. If I get overwhelmed by that or something else, I'll usually end up repeating a single sound, which for some reason is the sound I. So that happens also if I'm triggered or scared. Like Aiden knows if I'm just saying I, that means I'm overwhelmed or really, really low on battery. I have little mini stims. So like anytime I put something back in place, I double tap it. Especially hotel check-in cards, because I work at a hotel. Whenever I put them back where they're supposed to be, I always double tap it. And I have patterns of doing things. The first thing I do before work is the New York Times crossword puzzle. I do things in a certain order or it upsets my head. The patterns and order help me focus. Having that process interrupted actually really upsets me. So I'm not broken. I'm not a disease. I'm not lesser. I'm not worse than being dead. I'm not a vaccine injury, and I am not a freak. I am just autistic.
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much I think a lot of people have an idea in their heads of what autism means, and it's either nothing or it's the most severe set of symptoms they can imagine, and they don't realize that there's, number one, a lot in between, and that number two, there's a lot that they don't think about being caused by autism. You know, people don't know enough about it if they're not dealing with it, that just having that set, having someone lay out for them, here are some of the symptoms, or here's what I feel like during the day, I think is helpful to people who aren't going through it to understand a little better what it is.
It's a lot like being trans. When all somebody knows about it is something that's like a movie that's made by non-trans people or non-autistic people, and that's what they base their entire perception of us on. That's why it's problematic, and that's why we talk about representation, because generally when you take a male actor and have him play a trans woman, that gives people the idea that trans women are actually men in dresses, and they can't figure that shit out because it keeps fucking happening.
You'd think it would be so simple. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah.
But it apparently for so many people, it's just something they can't even wrap their brain around.
Yeah.
Well,
it's so frustrating.
Thank you for sharing that, and tell people where they can listen to you, your podcast.
Oh, yeah. Where can we find you, Marissa?
Anybody listening to this probably knows,
her,
but just in case.
Yeah, you should know her. If you don't know her, you should.
Well, I've been podcasting for 3 years. The Inciting Incident
She's
podcast
amazing.
Has almost 200 episodes. And The Sister Getting Out of Hand is coming up on its 100th. We're on a tiny bit of a hiatus right now because we're both in grad school, and Ari, I believe, is coming very close to the end. So we kind of took about 6 weeks off on that. But The Sister Getting Out of Hand has almost 100 episodes. And if you want to hear us talk shit and, what we say when we're not trying to constantly educate cis people, that's the place to go. I have 7 books, and they're all on Amazon. Marissa Alexa McCool.
And they're fantastic.
My most recent one is called Shiny New Science Vagina.
My favorite term ever.
I know. I love it so much.
You can find all of them there. I speak at cons, events, and everything like that. So if you ever need someone to speak at your LGBT, atheist, or any other kind of event, I'm available. Speaking, awesome. I just spoke at NanoCon and a couple others, and upcoming.
I know, I missed you there. I owe you so many hugs.
You sure do.
Because I was supposed to go to NanoCon. I even announced I was going to NanoCon, and then I couldn't.
Good job, Amy.
Yeah, I know. Way to be me. I get it. I know.
I'll be speaking at Minnesota Polycon. That's coming up this summer, and I'll be at Skepticon as well, getting married and possibly doing some other things on stage. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Are you going to be in a flash mob though? A Broadway themed flash mob? No.
Okay, Marissa, I will message you away from Amy, and we will talk about a flash mob for Amy.
It's going to be so cool.
I'm going to ask her to be my podcast host.
See, the bad thing about a flash mob is I would want to be in the flash mob because I want to learn all the choreography. So
I am not going to learn the choreography. I'm going to be the person snapping my fingers because I didn't give a fuck to show up to rehearsals.
Oh, you're terrible.
So, I know. I know.
Thank you so much for being here, Marissa. And if you would like to awkwardly hang out while I thank the patrons, you are certainly welcome to. Or if you want to ditch us, that's fine.
I kind of have to. Cause
usually I just let people sit there awkwardly while I talk about the patrons. But you're one of our patrons. So
I am, but I do have
You'll get to hear our shout out.
General.
Yeah, so we've got, I feel like everybody should know this already, and I forget that there may be like first-time listeners listening to episodes, which is so strange to me, but it happens.
Well, every time I get a job, I can't keep my damn mouth shut, so
that's
I just
true.
tell everybody about it. So
yep,
I'm like, hey, don't tell anyone. But I'm an atheist and I have a podcast. Here it is.
Do you want to listen to me say motherfucker 500 times in a row?
So many times, all the fucks in the world. Mm-hmm. But at work, I'm super professional, and I don't say that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you would like to throw us random amounts of money, we always appreciate it because we have to buy nail polish. I just bought a brand new on clearance thing of nail polish. It's fantastic.
I went to the store to buy nail polish today, and I forgot nail polish. I bought everything else, and I forgot fucking nail polish, so my nails are still normal human nail color.
You're living like an animal. Ugh.
I know.
Yeah.
I think I don't know that. Now you just brought light to my shame.
So beyond the nail polish, patrons help us do things like go to Skepticon to do a prom and get our tiaras fixed and pay podcasting associated fees and mail people dick bowls, which 2 of our patrons just got theirs on Monday. I haven't heard from them yet. Hopefully they didn't blow up in the mail or something. I don't know, but they should have gotten them.
Or they're ignoring us like Cogdiz.
Or they're ignoring us and they'll let us know in 3 months that they got the bowl. So at the $1 a month level... Yeah, at the $1 a month level, we have Tris, Dan Bongino Can Eat a Dick. I'm getting better at saying that really fast. Jesse, the Dumb All Over Podcast, who, by the way, Tom of the Dumb All Over Podcast, no idea who LinManuel Miranda is. That's unacceptable.
We need to, can we like block patrons?
Well, I sent him a video, so
okay, good.
Hopefully he watched it, yeah. We've also got John, Casey, Dino, Matt, and our newest patron, Kristen. Thank you so much. I just this week, we got like 3 new patrons. So Kristen, you are awesome. Thank you so much. At the $2 a month level, we have got, if I can scroll with my computer here, we've got Nathan Dickey, who is also awesome. You should check him out. He has, fun fact, an essay in Marissa's book, Passing Cars, as do I. So
Marissa got disconnected. She just sent me a text, but it's just us. We're good.
That's all good. Okay.
She said she had a great time and she loves us. Awesome. Basically, she said, "Okay, good timing."
Thanks, Marissa. You can't hear me right now, but you might hear this later. So,
we love you. Thank you for doing the show.
Thank you so much. So where was I? $2 a month level, Nathan Dickey, awesome. We've also got Kimberly, Rebecca, Verlaine, Sarah, and Sarah. Actually, Sarah, one of the Sarahs, increased her pledge, so we'll get to her at the next one. But Sarah, my friend in the real world, who's awesome, and I love her. Then we have Liz Satan, Keith, who's one of our new patrons, I think, or maybe not. That sounds new, doesn't it, Keith? We didn't have a Keith before.
I don't remember Keith. Yeah.
Pretty sure Keith is new.
Keith is new. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you, Keith, as is NL.
Sit waiting by your phone for my phone call. Yeah. It's not going to happen. But, I'd like to know that I have that power.
Yeah. N.L. Bonica. I'm going to assume that's
I don't want to read the other one.
Yeah, I'm at the other one now, so I'm just stalling. NL is a new patron, so again, thank you. And
someone changed their name, and I don't like the name.
Yeah. So before I get to that, NL and Keith, 2 new patrons, and they came in at $2 a month. That's awesome.
Or gals. I appreciate you.
Don't assume things, Amy. Jesus.
I said guys and or gals.
Okay. All right. The next person is a regular patron who has changed their name to make me uncomfortable, just so that I have to read. This is not
their name. This is what they changed it to.
This is not their name.
We do not agree to anything by stating anything.
We do not endorse the message that I am about to read, and I would like to be clear that this is never going to happen.
Cogdiz or Mullover or... No.
This is just people making me uncomfortable because that's my life. So... At $2 a month, we also have, by reading this aloud, I agree to give Freethinker215 a free blowjob. Okay, I said it, but here's the thing. Talk to my husband.
Free?
No, nobody gets free blowjobs from me, so...
Free? Do you know how much it would cost to get a blowjob from me?
It would cost so much more money than $2 a month.
And not just money, the emotional cost.
Have you seen dicks?
Incredibly great.
Have you seen a dick before?
Okay.
Who wants to put that shit in their mouth? Come on.
Here's the thing.
Gross.
Have you ever seen a man bent over to pick something up while he's naked? Instantly.
Ugh.
If I ever saw that running through the wild, I would shoot it. It is disgusting.
Oh my God.
I am not going to put that in my mouth for free. No.
Listen, I don't eat things that fell on the floor and now have cat hair on them. Why would I take a filthy organ that's been walking around in sweaty pants all day?
And look, I appreciate the dick.
That. Oh,
we all know I'm apparently the whole of the show. I'm
as heterosexual as they come, but you know what?
We all know I'm not.
Gross.
But I appreciate a good dick. But
listen, dudes, there are women out there who love giving blowjobs. I've met them. There are plenty of them.
Oh, I appreciate a good blowjob. I'm just saying I'm not going to do it for free. Because I don't do anything for free. My time is worth money.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact figure is to get me to do that, but it's not $2 a month. So try harder, Freethinker 215.
Try harder.
So that's all of our $2 a month patrons. At the $3 a month level, we've still got your awesome friend Jeannie hanging out. Thank you so much,
She's
Jeannie.
Fantastic.
She is fantastic. At the $4 a month level, we have one of the double Sarahs. Sarah increased her pledge from $2 a month to $4 a month. That's double the money. And I think she did it because I shamed everybody on Twitter. So a nice public shaming does wonders. We've also got Elvin Engineer at $4 a month. Thank you so much. At the $5 a month level, we have got Andy, my fave.
Awesome.
He's awesome. Alice at the Ask and Tell project, askandtell.com.
Awesome.
Alice is doing very important work right now because the trans man in the military thing with Trump being just a motherfucker is all kinds of shit right now. So she's been doing all kinds of
I
work
basically
that needs to be
love
done.
Everything about her. Honestly, I just basically love everything about her.
I love everything about everybody until I start hating them. That's just how I am.
You're all in until you're ooh, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, what are those shoes you're wearing? Fuck off. Yeah.
It's after Labor Day. Are those white?
Right?
Ooh.
Anyway, Alice is awesome, $5 a month. And our other $5 a month patrons, we've got Dr. Dylan Medical Detective, who's having the best day ever because he just learned a medical fact about Amy.
Welcome. Oh my God. Just ask me.
It's more fun to string it out and make it a mystery.
Yes,
We should call this the Medical Mystery Show. Also a $5 patron, someone named Marissa Alexa McCool. Have you met this person? Sounds familiar.
I think I commented on her Facebook profile once.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, not gonna lie. Sounds like a familiar person. I think wrote some books.
A handful or so.
You should check her out. She is awesome.
Yeah,
she's all over the social medias and the internet.
Sadly, she was dropped from the call, but we love her, and I'm sure that we love her.
Yes. Internet is the worst, so...
Well, I'm on a hotspot because I'm in a hotel because,
Hotspot works way better. My internet is such shit.
Patrons know my shit secrets.
Yeah. Quit telling everyone your secrets. They're going to find out where you are, and it's going to be a whole...
Pay it out, and...
Okay, we've also got Jerry and Alan, who you're not an afterthought, I promise. We love you just as much. $5 a month. At the $10 a month level, we have got Wendy, Yesh, who should have gotten his bowl on Monday. So now Wendy is going to get a bowl because she used to be a $1 a month patron? Shit, now I can't remember, but she bumped hers up to $10 a month. Which is
so amazing,
Wendy. Fucking awesome, Wendy. We love you. And if I'm not mistaken, she is the only person who has an official piece of Secular Soup merch because she is the person who ordered a mug from our merch site. And our merch site sucks. So she's got a mug and we don't even have one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't have a mug.
You should take a picture. You should take a picture and send it to our Facebook page, Wendy, just so we can see what it looks like, because we don't even have one.
We don't even know.
No, we're terrible. Okay, so we've got Yesh, and then we've also got Larry Yellingman, who Amy did an episode of Man Yells at News with.
It's a great episode too.
It was pretty good. Although Man Yells at News is now called Humans
Human yelling at news.
Human yelling at news? Something like that. I don't know.
Because Bethany joined the cast, and Bethany is amazing.
Bethany is way better than Larry. I'm going to put that out there.
For sure. Like hardcore.
Not Bethany's only amazing. Because of that British Isles accent. I'm not sure which. I don't want to be I know that Bethany lives in Scotland, but I don't want to presume that it's a Scottish accent, because we get all kinds of shit about not knowing anything about England. So,
or geography, which I don't care. Like,
I don't give a shit. We do know the difference. We got an email.
No, we do. Okay, we know the difference. We just don't fucking care.
We totally know the difference between England and Ireland. I've actually been to both of them. They are both amazing places. They do both have very distinct accents, but it's just, we're drinking while we're doing this and we just don't care enough. So, but for like $10 a month, we can care. You know, I'll care about anything for $10 a month. I still won't,
but I'll pretend. I'll tell you.
I won't do blowjobs, but I'll care.
$10 a month.
Our final $10 a month patron is our 89th favorite Rich. Do you think that'll make him cry?
That's so mean. 36.
I hope that makes him cry. 36? God, you're being easy on him. Okay, how about a happy medium? 55?
Deal.
Okay, 55th favorite Rich, who's going to cry about this on Facebook now, so you should get in on that because it's funny. At the $20 a month level, which is our top level, our blueberry dessert soup level, it is the most amazing level. I forgot to mention that with the $10 a month level and with the $20 a month level, you get your own hand-painted dick soup bowl, which may or may not have dicks on it. The two that I just sent out just have like one teeny tiny dick on each of them because I wasn't sure which direction to go with those two. I like both of them. So I don't want to, like, the more dicks you have, the less I like you. So
that's why my sister has them everywhere.
Yeah, it's a complicated mathematical equation, and I wasn't sure which direction to go. So you got at least one, but it's not covering the whole thing.
So those are the ones that you did finish and you did send out?
Yes, I did. They got them. In fact, I sent out a mail thing to make sure that it would track it, and they were both delivered on Monday. So assuming they went to their door and picked them up and weren't lazy enough to leave them outside, they should have them now. Okay, so $20 a month. We have got Ashley, our long-standing favorite patron. She's amazing. Randall, who used to be a $10 a month patron, so he has a bowl already, but bumped his up to $20 a month. Twice the amount of money for, I just, literally, Amy and I were texting each other like, that is amazing. I can't, because I usually text Amy every time we get a new patron or an increase just to show her, and we're always like, oh my God, somebody's giving us more money. So Randall, thank you so much. That does not, we notice that. It's huge. That is a lot of money and we appreciate it. And if you want me to make you another bowl, I'll do it. You just started giving us twice the money. So hit me up. Let me know. I could make you another one. Our next one is Nathan, who's giving us $30 a month, which still blows my goddamn mind. Nathan got his bowl on Monday. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully it didn't break in the mail like those stupid fuckers Cogdisses did. Although I think theirs didn't break in the mail.
Smashed them.
I was going to say, I think they took a hammer to them once they got them and just lied about that whole breaking in the mail thing. So we're on to you, Tom and Cecil. And our top patron, the patron who donates the most money, so we have to mention them. Oh God, really? They change their name every week and it's exhausting. So this week their name is A Short Skirt and a Long Jacket.
That's hilarious.
There's a lot of O's in that.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, random patron that I don't even know who you actually are.
Who may or may not live in St. Louis, so we may or may not meet in August when we go to Skepticon.
Just start making dinner now.
We're definitely going to get...
real picky, and I have some demands.
I eat a lot, too, so you're going to want to make, like, double whatever you're making.
Damn it.
Oh, God, I eat so much.
I'll take, like, 2 bites on my meal. I'm like, I'm going to take the rest of all.
No, I'm just...
And then I throw it away because I am a monster.
I gorge on things. I can't help myself. Although
I literally live on, like, probably, like, 600 calories a day, maybe.
Oh, my God. I eat...
like, it's ridiculous. And
I eat a lot, but
I don't even know.
I eat a lot, but I'm also very wasteful. So, like, I'll eat a lot, but I'm always going to throw away at least half the plate because, like, I take as much as I think I want to eat, and then I realize I don't want to eat that much, and it's been a problem since I was a child.
All right, so is that the patrons too?
So that is everything. Top
I'm
patron.
cutting you off.
Yeah, now I'm rambling because I'm tired. So thank you. A short skirt and a long jacket. We appreciate it. It's late.
I really love it.
You need to go gamble.
Do you haven't eaten yet? At the bank while you're reaching for
Probably.
a pen?
Okay. Probably. Okay.
All right.
So
I'm going to take us out.
Please do.
That's all we've got for now. Thanks for all our fabulous listeners who put up with us droning on week after week.
See, we're both tired.
Oh, I'm so tired. If you enjoy our delightful bitchcraft, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and send us all your monies on Patreon. You can find us on those platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. This week, your donations will go to whiskey because I'm almost out.
Yeah.
If you want to tell the world how awful this episode was, join our Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell us to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com. It will help. Wait, please.
Start over. Go back to the beginning.
No. Please rate and review us on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help us spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, tell your friends.
You can do it. You can do it.
Always will leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular Soup Creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.